So good evening, Instagram. Good evening, Facebook. Good evening to those on Zoom that will be watching this on replay. Hope everybody had a productive day today. And yes, we are going on later than the 7 p.m. that we have went on the other evenings. But for those of you who are watching it live, of course, Instagram went out most of the day, most of the afternoon. But I also, and we'll talk about that in a second, I also spent 2 hours in a room listening and discussing different things with the former CEO and the one who started Ancestry.com, Paul Allen. So I was going to leave after the first hour, but then they had a question and answer, and I was like, nope, I'm going to stay for the whole thing. And then we're just going, because during that time when I was in there listening to the question and answer, or he was presenting, Instagram wasn't working anyway, so we weren't going to be able to go live at 7 either way. And then I didn't walk out of the room to 8. And everybody knows I'm a mompreneur, so I had to go get my daughter. And so now we're going on after 9:30. It's fine because I went to that event. Facebook, I'm gonna get you straight here. Because I went to that event, you're going to get extra content tonight that wasn't in the plans, and it's around networking effectively. Now, those of you who have bought the Life and Business Bundle, How to Network Online and Offline, is in there, and it goes really deep into my strategies and my tips on how I use networking events, like effective networking events, to grow my business. And the same with the Speaker's Blueprint Bundle. It's around how does a speaker network, because you must network differently than someone who is just in corporate America, someone who just has their business that's not a speaker. You got to talk differently the way you approach people. And so for those of you who bought either one of those bundles, that is going to help you with networking and going really deep into it. This is just a snippet. The bundles are still available. They are $99. They're on sale. We have 15 of one left and 20 of the other left. Once those sell out, the price goes up to $147. That's just it. So I'm sure they are going to sell out by tomorrow, because tomorrow's payday. So I'm sure the 15 and the 20 that are left of both of those bundles are going to be gone when payday hits tomorrow, because a lot of people have inboxed me saying, Janae, I'm just waiting to get paid on Friday. I hope they don't sell out because I'm going to get mine on Friday. So that's cool. But let me run down the videos in both bundles. So the Life and Business Bundle, the videos in there are how to start your business the right way, because there are people who have been in business 3 or 4 years. They're not making the money they want to make. It's because they didn't lay the foundation in the first place. Second video, how to start or grow your business with children, how to run a business when you're married to a non-entrepreneur, how to trademark effectively, how to start and grow a business while working full-time, how to network online and off. So we're going to touch on that a little bit, how to handle student loan debt, and how to handle creditors. So that is in the Life and Business Bundle on Instagram. That link is directly in my bio. Facebook, that link is in this post. The Speaker's Blueprint Bundle talks about how to get on the news, because it's one thing to get on the news, it's another thing to be repeatedly brought back as a subject matter expert. So I have been on the news for now 3.5 years, not only on WFMY, but also WXII, and they have all these different ones. WGHP, I've been on all of those. So I go deep into how you actually get those opportunities and what you need to do when you get there in order to make those opportunities go more. How to sell your books in bulk. So for you who are authors, how to negotiate your speaking fees, 3 things you need in place as a speaker, how to network as a speaker, how to get speaking engagements from LinkedIn, and how to find conferences to speak at and how to work those conferences so that you walk away with thousands of dollars of speaking engagements. So that is the Speaker's Blueprint Bundle. Both of them on sale right now, $99 only, but once they sell out, they will be $147 forever. All right, so tonight we are talking about what you need in place financially in order to either start your business or to grow it and take it to the next level. But before I get into that, I'm gonna talk a little bit about tonight. Like I said, I spent from 7 to 9, 6 to 8. Good gracious, the time is running together. 6 to 8 listening and interacting to Paul Allen, who started Ancestry.com. And now, now he's working with Gallup, with Strength Finders and so forth. And so tonight was not about Ancestry.com. It was more about finding your strengths and being able to enhance them so you can be successful. That's what he talked about. So first and foremost, what I tell everybody, I don't care who you are and what situation it may be, you always get there early. And I got there 20 minutes before he was supposed to talk. I know the person who's over the event. So I asked her, I was like, where is he speaking at? She pointed me in that direction. I, did one of these to everybody in the room that I already knew. Hey, how you doing? Gotta go. Got my food and my coffee, because it's a great coffee company, Cam's Coffee, that's there every Thursday, and went and got in the front row. When I speak at college campuses, when I speak at corporations, I always tell people, you need to be front and center. People who are front and center get the most information and they get the most money. That's, just basic. People who sit in the back miss out. So I'm sitting in the front. If you watch my stories on Instagram, you can see that I was directly in the front, and I always position myself where I know a person is speaking, and people who are in that room always speak to the right of that podium. And so I'm like, this is me, this is him the whole time. He didn't move hardly any. This is me, this is him. Another tip, always look people in their eyes and never lose the gaze. Make them look away first. This is very important when you're dealing with people who are CEOs and C-suite type of people, because they are waiting to see if you look away. I'm not going to say looking away is a point of weakness, but it makes you look unsure of yourself. So if he's staring at me and I'm staring right back at him like, yep, I understand what you're saying. Yep, I agree with that. Then he sees me as someone, I'm just letting you know, for all kind of interactions with people who are CEOs, and people who start companies, who are in the C-suite. This is what I learned from 10 years in corporate America and now 8 years in business. You will look away before I look away. Okay, every time. And he recognized that from the beginning. I kept my eye every time he looked, and he looked a lot. I looked straight at him and was like, and to the point that he got into, Janae throughout the 2 hours, because I'm right there in front of him like this, and I'm catching eye. And people who are speakers or people who are in front talking to people, they interact much better with people who they feel are directly engaged with them and what they're saying. I'm about to sneeze, try not to sneeze. But one thing that he talked about, which got my attention from the get, excuse me, there it is, got me from the get, is he started talking about inequality. And that is one of the things I'm passionate about, is the growing inequality around the world and in this country, in the States, for those of you who are watching internationally, and the wealth gap. He seems very passionate about it. We're already on the same wavelength. That is my third tip. This, like I said, this was not planned tonight. This is just something that I went to the night, and now you getting the extra. For those of you watching the replay, you getting extra content that wasn't planned in the building your bank week at all. This is brand new content that I was not planning, but this is what happened today, and I wanted to share with you. So that's the third tip. You need to understand what drives people. If you are in business, whether you have a product or a service, you need to understand people and what drives them. We talked about it a couple of days ago, that it's not about what you want. It's not about what you do. It's about what they want and how your product or service can get them to that goal. I have a passion for inequality, and everything he said tonight was centered around inequality, and that too many people at the top of corporations own too much of a company. So for example, he used Walmart. All this money is going to the 5 Waltons, but all these people below them are doing all this work. And so therefore he thinks it should be evenly spread, because without these people at the bottom, if you shop at Walmart, without people spending their money at Walmart, they would not be as wealthy as they are. So I completely listened to what makes him tick. And when I listen to people, it makes them tick. Like, I'm trying to give y'all game. In the Life Business Bundle, like, I go through my whole networking strategy, how I network online and offline to grow my business, not just speaking engagements, but growing my business as a whole. And I'm actually giving you inside knowledge right now what I did tonight. Like, this is fresh to me. So somebody, does eye contact work only in the corporate or speaking world? Does it work in selling? No, selling a product too. Because people want to know that if you're selling a product to someone, they want to know that you're actually caring about what they're saying back to you. Because before you sell a product, somebody's going to give you what the issue that they're having, okay, what problems that they're having. And you have to listen to them, look them in the eye. And then once they're finished speaking and you thought about it, you first clarify, if I'm hearing you correctly, you were saying this. And they say, yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. That means you listen. And now you know how your product or service can help them. So yes, you always still look in people's eye even when you're selling them, because it makes you look confident in what you have to offer. So when I'm talking to somebody and I'm pitching them about what I have to offer as far as speaking, as far as online products, like, I know it works. I've seen it work. Even people who have bought the bundles this week have already reached out to me and talk about, man, this video is fire. Like, I already got 4 or 5 things I need to do off of this one video. And there are 8 videos in each bundle. I'm confident. And so you have to be confident in selling your products. And that one sign of confidence is eye contact when you're selling that product or that service. So hopefully that answers your question. So, but that's the third one, is basically listening and knowing, okay, that is what makes them tick. That is what they're passionate about. And because they're passionate about it, I need to think about, as they continue to talk, how can I empathize with them and relate to them, and then relate my product or service to them. So like I said, tonight it was basically 2 hours in a room, listening to the person who's Paul Allen. He started Ancestry.com. He is now doing some things with Strength Finders, and that's what he's passionate about. And so one thing, and this is the last part about this whole extra content that I'm going to give you, and I'll get into the subject for tonight. One thing that he said that they are rolling out Strength Finders to 700,000 college students this upcoming year. So guess what? That is one of my demographics that I deal with. So it's 700,000 students that's going to take Strength Finders this year. Now, that's not the point of all of this. The point is what the question that I asked him when everything was over. And by the way, when you're in the front row, you are the first person in line to ask the speaker or whoever your target is a question. And you're not asking a question just to be asking a question. You're asking a question to make them think, to get them closer to the point that they want to work with you. So when I was the first one to ask him a question, and by the time I left, it was a line of 15 people. I was the first one to ask him a question. So I said to him, because this is my expertise, is helping people get out of student loan debt quickly. So because he said college students, 700,000 of them are going to take the Strength Finders test. And also he talked about financial well-being and inequality in his speech. So when I asked him the question, I said, what do you think is going to happen when you got all these students, 700,000 students who take your Strength Finders test or the Gallup Strength Finders test? They get their strengths, their top 5 or whatever, and they're ready to hit the world by storm, working at what they love to work at. But then they see their student loan debt, and guess what? They can't work there because they need to work somewhere that they're going to make some money. And I told him, I said, the reason I'm giving you this is because, or asking you this, it's because I travel the world speaking at corporations and college campuses about how I paid off $50,000 of debt in 2 years. I talk about financial well-being. I'm now using the words he used within the time he was talking in 2 hours. I'm speaking his language. I'm talking to something that he cares about. And so what I did then, and he answered the question. He said, you're right. If they are in this amount of debt, they can't go and do what they need to do or work where they want to work. So it basically, the same way that people in student loan debt can't participate in the economy, they can't really maximize on their strengths and work in a career that they want to work in, that they love, and that they excel at because of student loan debt. So it goes hand in hand. He did an excellent job speaking tonight from 6 to 8, but I wanted to share that with you all just as an example of how you use networking events to your advantage and how you can capitalize on them. All right. So let's get to tonight's topic, which is about what do you need in place financially in order to either start a business or to grow it to where you want it to be. As I'm talking and giving these tips, make sure you're getting your questions together. So when I am done, you can go ahead and pop them in on Facebook, on Instagram. And for those that just joined, I am on 3 different screens, Instagram, Facebook, and I'm recording on Zoom. So if you see me doing like that, that's what that is about. So the first thing that you need in place is to know your numbers, okay? To know your numbers. And why you need to know your numbers is because you need to know what you need to be making in order to walk away from your job full time, or in order to make sure that your business grows to the next level within the next 6 months to a year. So how does both of those look like? We talked a little bit about walking away from corporate America or from your job or whatever it may be. You need to know exactly how much you need to make as an entrepreneur. And trust me, it is always way more than what you make on your job, because you're going to have different expenses when you become an entrepreneur. So if you make $40,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year in your 9 to 5, you need to make about $10,000 or $20,000 more as an entrepreneur in order to handle all your expenses. Now, if you're somebody that's going to be like a life coach or somebody that's online and it's, not a lot of overhead, you don't have to travel a lot and so forth, then maybe you can keep it close to what you were making in your 9 to 5. But if you have to be like me, if you're trying to be a speaker, for those who are trying to be speakers, you got to go to conferences, you got to get business cards, you got to get banners, you got to run ads, all that kind of stuff, video equipment and microphones and stuff. You need to make sure that you put out more money that you need to make as an entrepreneur over what you make in your 9 to 5. But those of you who are trying to grow your business to the next level, what you need to have in place financially and understand and knowing your numbers is that you need to be able to capitalize on opportunities. In order to do that, you need to know where you need to be going, where your potential clients are. So it might be, you might have been in business 4 or 5 years and you realize in order for my business to go to the next level, I need to be working with this industry. Now you have to ask yourself, how am I get to them? Oh, okay. They're going to be at these potential clients in this industry is going to be at these conferences. Let me see how much these conferences are going to cost. All right. So let's say you want to work with human resources. This is just an example. You want to get businesses with companies and you want to work with employees with at different companies. You need to get through human resources. Their national convention is in Vegas this year. Want to know how much it costs for you to attend? $2,500. $2,500 for you to just get in the door. And you also got to get to Vegas. And you got to stay in Vegas for 4 days. And you got to have a rental car for 4 days. You got to eat for 4 days. So you now have an opportunity. You see your opportunity. You see your potential clients that you need to be in front of in this new industry that's going to take your business to the next level, profit and revenue wise. And now you understand that, guess what? It's probably going to cost me about $5,000 just to go to one conference where they are. And so that is knowing your numbers. This conference is in July, by the way. So let's say it was January, or let's say you're planning for next year. You now know what your numbers are. And if you know it's going to cost you $5,000 to attend next year, which it will not be in Vegas, it will be somewhere else. If you know that it's probably going to cost you around $5,000, you know that number. And now you can start preparing, getting there for next July and having your money ready so you can get in front of that audience. And maybe right now you can't go to Vegas in July for those HR professionals. Where are the local ones around you? How much does it cost to join their membership or to go to their local conference or their state conference? Or if you're in a different country, that local city's conference as far as your human resources directors and so forth. All right. So that's why you need to know your numbers so that you can plan out in order to start your business or take that current business that you have to the next level. All right. So that is number one. Number two, what you need in place financially in order to start or grow your business is you need to get your personal finances together. And you knew that had to be in here because of what I do and what I talk about. There is no way that I would have this business today if I didn't pay off the $50,000 of debt. No way. It costs too much money to run it. I do not have credit cards. I do not believe in credit cards. I know some of that is blasphemy to all of you. I don't run my business with debt. Everything you see, if you see ads going, if you see me traveling somewhere for a conference, I pay for that conference. I travel to that conference. I pay this iPad, this cell phone, this MacBook, all my money. And so, therefore, I had to pay off $50,000 a day if I ever wanted to be full-time in this business. So that's why I say that you need to have your personal finances under control, at least as close as you can get it under control. Like a lot of people, like, I don't want to wait till I'm debt free. I want to go ahead and, step out on my own and be on my own business. Okay, you do that. That's fine. The reason I say get your personal finances under control is because I don't want you taking on clients or business that you don't want. Because bad clients take up a lot of time for a little bit of money. And guess what? If you are needing that business, you just got to suck it up and deal with it. And I don't want that to happen to you. I also don't want you to have to go back to the job that you possibly hated, the reason why you're an entrepreneur. But if you don't get your personal finances under control before you leave, those two situations will happen. I've seen it happen a lot. So some of the ways that you can do that, first of all, like I said, knowing your personal numbers. So we talked about knowing your numbers within your business, but knowing your personal numbers. And what I mean by that is that you need to know how much you owe other people. Everything, how much you owe other people. Student loan debt is a global problem. In this country, in the States, it's $1.5 trillion. A lot of people have student loan debt in the States. Hey, so if it's $1.5 trillion in the States, majority of the people in the States that follow me, I have a good feeling that you have some kind of student loan debt. I see it all over the place. I know you do. A lot of people are shy talking about their money and everything. The only way you can get help is to face it head on. And if somebody knows how to do something, ask them so you can get out of it. So knowing what your numbers are means that you need to know down to the penny how much student loan debt you have. You need to know down to the penny how much credit card debt you have. You need to know down to the penny how much car debt you have. You need to know down to the penny what your mortgage is. Oh, the screen went black. Let me know if the screen went black for the rest of you all, or if it's back, because I don't know what's going on with Instagram. Facebook, just a second. Zoom, just a second, so we can get them back. If not, I'll start it over again, Instagram, and then we'll keep going. So let me know if it's still black, okay? And if you all can hear me. All right. All right, so somebody's saying they're seeing it. Says look good. Does it look good to everybody else? I'm good on Instagram. Okay, so I don't know what may have happened. Sorry about that. So it looks like everybody's good. So knowing your numbers down to the penny, and also knowing what your monthly, okay, good. Now also knowing what your monthly bills are down to the penny. A lot of people say, oh yeah, my cell phone bill is $100 a month. No, actually it's $109.26. Every bill needs to be looked at like that. So when I work with my clients, the ones who want to get their money right and get out of debt quickly, like this is the kind of stuff we go through. And it's even more deeper than this, but I'm giving you a broad overview of some steps that you can take right now to kind of get yourself together financially. Another thing that you need to do, once you find out what those numbers are, you need to figure out ways to cut back or cut out some things. And you're probably thinking to yourself, oh gosh, I can't do none of that. Well, you don't want to be an entrepreneur. You don't want to take your business to the next level. I just told you it's probably going to take you $5,000 to get to where your clients are at the HR conference. $5,000. So if you are like right there on the edge each month, like you only have $300 left when everything is paid, or you got $400 left, that ain't going to get you to that conference. Because guess what? like, unless you really focus on your finances, nobody is that strict to make sure those $400 don't disappear one month on a trip somewhere. So that's why I said you have to be focused on your money and be able to cut back or cut out some things so you can have some extra money to put towards your business, because it costs money to be an entrepreneur and to run your business and to grow it. Like, you may have been fine up to now, your 3 years, your 4 years, your 5 years in business, but now you got to go higher, which means you might have to hire a coach here, or you have to hire some freelancers, or you got to get a new video done and you need a photographer so you can get higher paying clients. If that's the case, then you can't do the same things financially if you've done in the past, because you need some extra money to make that stuff happen. It's called investment, but that investment gives you a return, greater return than ever before, because you actually did more. So I don't want to beat that no more. And the last part of this tip is that you need an in case you are breathing fund. In case you are breathing fund. So that, a lot of people call it emergency fund, but I call it in case you are breathing fund. A lot of people, those of you who are still working for somebody else in 9 to 5, it's your 2-finger fund, like 2 fingers. Goodbye. Like, they get on your nerves enough, you got enough money saved, and you can say 2 fingers, peace out. So it's in your in case you're breathing fund. And you need to have at least 6 months to 12 months of expenses saved. 6 months to 12 months of expenses saved. So if your monthly expenses are $2,000, you need 12 to 24 grand saved. And once again, what this is about is so that you don't have to take on business that you do not want, that you do not have to go back to that job that you hated. That's what this is about. That's what the in case you're breathing fund is about. So that is number 2. Get your personal finances under control. Now, the last tip, and so get your questions together, okay? Get your questions together. Find more money. So that's something else that you need to get in place. You need to find some more money. Because like I said, if you want to be able to get to the next level, you want to really walk away from that job, you need to find you some extra money to get you there a lot faster. So some of the ways that you can do that is selling stuff. We have so many different ways to sell things now. You got thrift stores, you got eBay, you got Poshmark, you got Facebook Marketplace or whatever it is. All these different vehicles for you to sell things and get some extra money. I don't care if it's $30 here, $70 there, $300 there. Guess yard sales, guess what that does? That means that's $30 that you can use on Facebook ads to get your business out to the world. That's $70 that you can use to print you out some new business cards, or to get closer to buying your own banner or whatever it may be. Every little bit counts. You just have to be focused to sell the stuff and bring that money in and use it for your business and not anything else. Another thing, this is for those of you who are trying to get funding. Like, you know, I don't do debt, but there are plenty of grants out there for small business owners, for women business owners, for just businesses, period. But you have to you can't take the easy way out. Like, the easy way out is getting credit card debt, getting these loans, because they send it to you. Like, as soon as you get a business, they want to give you $250,000. They want to give you $25,000 line of credit and all this kind of stuff. No, you have to go the hard way, because you're trying to build your business the right way. So looking and doing your research and finding what grants are available in your area and in the country. The New Voices Fund, which is ran by Rich Denelu, I think, or Dennis Rich. He used to own Shea Butter, Shea Moisture, and he still does, but he sold it for like $1 billion kind of thing. He still like works with it. Either way, New Voices Fund has pitches throughout the year. New Voices Fund. I'm giving you a tip here. New Voices Fund. Also, you need to look locally. So locally here, we have something called the Launch Challenge, which they do every like 3 to 6 months. But they take on people who have started new businesses. Like, it has to be a brand new business. It can't be something that's been in existence for a few years. This is a business you are starting. And what it is a 12-week program where you have to go to these classes and you have to go to these events. You got to meet with business mentors and kind of thing, and get everything together and present at the end. And then once you present, whoever wins, and it uses multiple winners, they split a pot of $50,000. I do not live in a big city. This is every 3 to 6 months, 50 grand. And the program and the challenge is not hard, because I was a judge judge one session. I was like, man, let me come up with a business. I'll definitely kill this. But that's locally. And I just gave you the New Voices Fund. But there are grants everywhere. Yeah, that's it. New Voices Fund. I think it's Rich Denaloo. Either way, he was the one over Shea Moisture. Bald-headed man, got a beard. You should find him easily if you just put Shea Moisture, CEO or owner. Okay, but that is it. It's New Voices Fund. It's so many different grants out there. Black Enterprise, South by Southwest. If you just do the research on Google, you will find grants to apply for. Another example that's here locally, they are starting a new, it's called Access, but it's for minority women business entrepreneurs. What it is that they're going to put together this nonprofit. The nonprofit is together already. It's like launching next week. And what they're going to do, which is different than anybody else, is that they are going to not only get you certified as, all these state and federal designations that you can be as a business owner, but they're also going to match you with grants that come into the system. They're going to actually match businesses with the grants and the different contracts, state and city and federal contracts that come into the system. So you don't have to search for them. They just bring the money to you. And these grants or these city contracts and state contracts and federal contracts call for a minority business owner to be a part of it, or a women business owner to be a part of it. These are opportunities all around you. Yeah, if you live in New York, I'm sure they are plenty locally. So yes, it's just what it is. A lot of times it's just taking the time to do the research and get it done. You can't, business, it is the long game. It's a marathon. You cannot try to take shortcuts all the time. It's not going to work that way. If you want something to last, if you want something to be successful, you got to put in the work. You got to put in the work. You got to put in the early mornings. You got to put in the late nights. This is going to be the hardest you ever worked in your life. You are now working for the hardest boss you've ever had in your life. Like, the boss don't never want you to sleep. The boss don't never want you to stop working, because the passion is there. So it's very important that that's why I'm saying these researching to find that these grants and so forth and this different funding, don't go into debt for your business if you definitely don't have to. Oh, good. And you're already certified. That is awesome. Like, that's what I'm working on. That's the next thing. That's my next focus, is getting certified, getting MWBE certified. The last tip for finding more money is sometimes you just got to get a side hustle. You got to get an extra job. You got to get an extra job. And that extra job is going to bring you in a few $100s a month. Maybe $500 or $600 a month. And you're just working on the side to put towards your business. If you're really serious about it, and that's why I say, all the people who already bought the Life and Business Bundle or the Speaker's Blueprint, they are serious about what they want to do with their business. That's why they invested in it. That's what I'm talking about. You can't just go half-heartedly into entrepreneurship, because it's not going to work. And so if you got to get an extra job to make your dream happen, then do it. And I'm going to give you a tip on that. So somebody said, if you're not, okay, so make sure y'all meet up. So it's minority women business. Is it entrepreneurs? Let me know. Tell Counseling Space, put that into the comments so everybody would know as well. Because I'm sure I'm getting the E wrong. So do that. Help me for that. But yes, so the way that if you want to try to bring in some extra money, but you don't want to have to go outside of your apartment or your home to do it, take this down. This is a note. This is why I tell you all to bring your notebooks with you. It's called Rat Race Rebellion. Rat Race Rebellion. Okay? Rat Race Rebellion. What that is that is work from home jobs that you can do at certain times. And Instagram, you're starting to act up again. Okay, we're back. Instagram. Rat Race Rebellion is work from home jobs where you can pretty much work at your pace. It just depends on what job you get, but stick to what you know. So if it's American Express, if it is Delta, United, whatever it is, Rat Race Rebellion has these work from home jobs that you can do. A lot of times, some of them got 12 at night, 12 in the morning to 8 in the morning, whatever. You can find a work from home job on there, and they have like 300,000 followers. So if you see a job on there that you want, then you need, there it is, enterprise. I was like, I wonder if it's enterprise. But if they have a job that you want to apply for, do it, because they have 300,000 followers on their email list. Okay. So somebody asked me when and where is that? So Access, their open house is next Thursday. This is local, by the way. Next Thursday at Bailey Power Plant. So I think it's access.org or accessws.org. Just Google it, Access in the city, and it'll come up. But you need to get on their email list, and so you know everything coming on. But it's next Thursday. I won't be here. I got to speak in Georgia, so I got to get out of here. I wish I could be here, but I know where it's at, and it's open all day. So I'll definitely be going there. Any questions at all? That was my tips for the night. And for those of you who just joining us at the beginning, I gave networking advice for what happened tonight when I met the person who started Ancestry.com. So make sure you watch this video over. Those of you, while I'm waiting on the questions to come, those of you who have signed up for the email list, for the Building Your Bank email list, you will get the recording on tomorrow. So if you missed anything, the recording comes in the email tomorrow around 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the States. Thank you. So you will get it. I also had a surprise. I forgot about that. So everybody who has bought one of the bundles, guess what? You are getting your own private webinar. All right. You are getting your own private webinar. If you have bought either the Life and Business bundle or the Speaker's Blueprint bundle, I am doing a private webinar for you. So that'll be 2 different webinars. If you bought both of them, somebody bought both of them today. They did the bundle, which was $147. So you get both of them for less than having them separate. You are going to have access to both of them instead of just one. And what is going to be on those webinars is that, of course, it's not going to be next week because I have to speak in Kentucky and I got to speak twice in Georgia. So it's not next week. It's going to be the next week, which gives you a whole week's time to watch your videos in your bundle. And when we come back for the webinar, I'm going to go in even deeper into each one of those videos, each one of those subjects, and give you even more content for you to go off of. And because you watch those videos, you're going to be in a better space, knowing which the kind of questions that you should be asking, and you can ask them then, and we can go deeper on the webinar. So those of you who have bought the bundle and who buys the bundle, either bundle, before the webinar, in over a week from now, guess what? You're getting your own private webinar, and you're going to get invited to it. And I am going hard in that webinar. Like, if you think this is something, this is, like I said, the beginning, that networking stuff, that's just off the top of my head of what happened tonight. Can you imagine a webinar that is focused on 8 videos each, depending on which one you're going to? And I'm going deeper into each one of those subjects. And it's recorded, so you also want to get the recording after we're done, just like I did Zoom right now. And you're going to have it forever. In fact, I'm going to put it inside the bundle so you have it forever. All right, thank you. Okay, awesome. So yeah, any questions at all, let me know. Let me know. And for those of you just joining, we've been on, I think, since like a little bit after 9:30. So it's a lot of information in here. So make sure you watch the replay. It'll be up for 24 hours on Instagram. Facebook, it'll be up for you. And those of you who are on the email list, the recording will be out tomorrow, so you can take notes there. Somebody asked me what are in the bundles. So the Life and Business bundle, what's in there? How to start your business the right way. How to start your business when you have children. How to run a business when you're married to a non-entrepreneur. How to trademark effectively. How to start and grow your business while working full time. How to network online and offline. How to handle student loan debt. How to handle creditors. That is all in the Life and Business bundle. The Speaker's Blueprint bundle. So I'm giving you an inside look of how I started and grew my business as a speaker. I'm taking a lot of the questions that I get in my DMs, and I make 8 videos. So the first video is how to get on the news, and not only get on there, but be able to get on there again. How to sell your books in bulk, because it's past time, us authors, speakers, whatever. If you got a book, time to stop selling it one person at a time. I give you strategies and tips on how to sell my books in bulk. I sell my books by the hundreds. I've sold it by 600, and this is to one account to one client. I sell my books in bulk. Okay, that's why y'all don't see me promoting my books that much, because I forget, because our books are selling in a different way. I am well over $10,000 books sold on both of my books easily. Like last month, it was 400 books to one account. So I don't even worry about that bestseller stuff. I worry about money, making it. Another video is how to negotiate your speaking fees. A lot of speakers have issues with that, and how to do it, and where to start, and where to make sure that you don't get cheated. So how to negotiate your speaking fees. Another video is 3 things you need in place as a speaker. How to network as a speaker, how to get speaking engagements from LinkedIn, how to find conferences to speak at, and how to work those conferences so you walk away with thousands of dollars in future speaking engagements. So for the person who asks what was in the bundles, those are the videos in the Life and Business bundle and the Speaker's Blueprint. Like I said at the beginning, there is only, I think, 20 of one left and 15 of the other left. They're $99 right now. When those sell out, which I know they will tomorrow because that's payday, they're $147 forever. Okay, this is a lot of content. So what is done is done. And those of you who have bought the bundles and are thinking about buying the bundle, we will have a private webinar for you. So whether you did a Speaker's Blueprint or the Life and Business bundle, you will get access to a private webinar where we're going to go deeper into every one of these videos. All right, so you can't beat that for $99. Trust me. Just think about all the content you've gotten this week, not only on the lives, but on the emails that I sent that I went deeper. Those of you who are on the email list, make sure you check out the one for the day. But I talked about how to get over imposter syndrome, because it's serious. Like, a lot of people are fearful of that are trying to be entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs, and it's hindering you from growing your business and making more money. It's the imposter syndrome, and we got to get out of it. So I give you tips on that in the email that went out today. All right. Any questions before I get out of here? And feel free to DM me on Instagram and Facebook, or email me if you got any questions about the bundles or which one you should get at all. All right. Any questions before we go? Because it's getting late. It's 10:20. Any questions? All right. So tomorrow will be our last live. And make sure you watch out for the email so that you know we'll be back on as of right now at 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Today, I told you, like I said, I was with the CEO or the former CEO of Ancestry.com tonight. And so we had to come on a little late because business comes first. So everybody have a good night, okay? All right, bye-bye. Bye-bye.